It's mail time.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Mailbox Monday. I'm your host here with my man Jay Tyler.
Yeah, I interrupted you. I'm all rude today, man. Sorry about that. But no,
it's okay.
no doubt. It's your man Jay Tyler, live from Qatar. Peace and blessings to the Mercer County Works people, Mercer County individuals tuning in today. Anyone from all over the world, because we do got people international as well. You are tuned in to Mailbox Monday, right? Duncan, what's Mailbox Monday? What are they looking for today?
So definitely. So Mailbox Monday is a place to get your questions answered. And so, we get several emails from individuals throughout the country every day, just that have simple, questions about their career, questions that they're dealing with in their job. And so we answer those questions live here on Mailbox Monday while we are enjoying our lunch break and while you are enjoying your lunch break. So that's something that we do. And we also say to our viewers that, please like, share, and subscribe, hit that bell button to get the notifications, as well as, hey, listen, this is a live show. So if you have something that you want to say, we'll post a link for you right in the comment section. You can come into the show, add your input, and let's have a great dialogue. Mailbox Monday is every Monday, 12 p.m. right at lunchtime. I will say that we are on CP time today. And for the folks out there that don't know what CP time is colored people time, okay? Black folks time. That is a special time for Black people across the world, whether you're in, in the universe, the multiverse, multi-dimensional time for Black people. Across the world. So we are definitely on CP time today, but we're going to have a fantastic show. We're going to get some career questions answered today, and then we're going to let you guys go back to work.
Yeah, definitely. Dunk, while I'm, introducing the question and everything, maybe you want to put the link into the comments section for anyone who want to jump on for any other questions we have after this question. So today, everyone, we are going to answer our second question in this series of Mailbox Monday, right? We come every Monday at 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And so this question is very important. And a lot of people are feeling this same way. And we want to help you out with this type of question. And so I would say the topic of this question is, when is it time to walk away from your job? That's heavy. So we have Destiny L. And she wrote to us, and so I'm going to read you exactly what she wrote to us in the email.
Okay,
dear
Destiny.
Yes. Huh? Good.
No, I'm talking to Destiny.
Cool. Shout out to Destiny.
Actually, we have to do it like this, as my Israelite brothers would do it. Read.
Well, I'm gonna wait about 5 seconds because ain't nobody gonna tell me what to do. No, I'm playing. I'm joking, but I'm about to read.
I got you.
All right, 5 seconds up. All right, cool. So if you see me looking this way, everyone, I have another screen in front of me. Okay, so I'm reading off the question. So dear Mercer County Works, this is from Destiny L. Shout out to Destiny. Dear Mercer County Works, I hope this email finds you well. I've been having difficulty at work recently. Me and my boss do not get along, and it's stressing me out. I'm lucky to have coworkers that I look forward to working with, but at this point, I feel like either my boss has to go or I will leave the job altogether. As you know, it will be hard for me to find another job during this pandemic, but I want to prioritize my mental and physical well-being because let's face it, it isn't the best time right now. So what should I do? Destiny L. All right. So this is a heavy question. I think a lot of people are feeling this way as well. So Duncan, you want to start first with answering this? Mm-hmm. How do you want to do it?
Definitely. Because I think that we've all been in those situations. I can say that, one of my, I've definitely had many jobs, but probably one of my first jobs, coming out of college, with a bachelor's degree. I thought that, hey, I just got my college degree. It was sociology with a focus on criminal justice. SGA vice president,
That talk.
presidential leader.
Talk
Yeah,
that talk.
definitely presidential
Come on,
leadership
man.
award. Member of Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity. Incorporated. So I said, I'm probably not going to accept anything less than 80,000, right? And so this was coming out. What was that? 2007. And I said, my first job, I'm not going to accept anything less than $80,000, because I have my degree. And I just thought a lot. See, my first job, and not going to name the employer. I was making 27.5, right, as a case manager working for a nonprofit. And at that time, I really had no idea what nonprofits were. That in high school, I was definitely a terrible high school student, and kind of just really matured. Yeah, definitely matured throughout college, and was going to go in law enforcement, but I saw that was something that I did not want to do. And so I can tell you, my first job, I was actually the only black male. I was the only male on staff, and I was the only black person on staff as well. And so my office was, like literally way in the back, right? So everybody else was, and I don't know if this was by design or if this was just because if this was the only office that they had. But everybody else was up front. I was in the back, and kind of between us was like a common meeting space. And I didn't mind it. It was fine for me. I loved the office, but tell that one of our board members had stepped in, to become our CEO's older gentleman. Him and I had a really, really good relationship. Did a lot of great things together for the organization. But then he actually stepped aside. They hired on another CEO, older, so it's an older white woman. She actually stepped in, and we just did not hit it off. And so, because of the CEO and I, did not really see eye to eye. It just kind of made it, a really miserable workplace where I dreaded going to work, in the morning, where I was, stressed out, going to work in the morning. And it actually came to a point where the board chair and I had went to lunch, and he said, listen, Duncan, you're a great employee. You do great work, but the CEO, has it out for you. And I was just shocked, right? And I'm young, so I don't know anything about the workplace. I'm like, wow, this is coming from the board chair, that I have to watch my back because the CEO, does not, really has it out for me. And so I can remember one day being called into human resources, and they showing me a paper, and I had printed out it was like a paper for like how to run a job fair, or something of that nature, because at that time I was just really interested in like how job fairs work. And they kind of used it like, well, what is this? Are you looking for a different job? Like that was a crime, even if I was, right? Like, well, okay, if I was, so what's the problem? So needless to say, I did not stay at that organization very long. I ended up, moving on to another nonprofit, once again, where I excelled. But I can remember coming back, many years later to one of their fundraisers when I was a city councilman, and kind of really seeing all those people who were actually and that was resources had went into real estate and tried to sell me a home at one point. So it's just very interesting. But I definitely understand that if you're in a stressful situation, listen, I always say that they will have your job description posted before your obituary is finished. So please, don't stress yourself out. Look for something else. Things have changed a lot since since 2002, right? So, and I don't want to go too long, Justin, but I've been there, so right, so I could talk about it, right? This is probably my therapy session. And so I can remember, when my parents or some of the, elders in the community would talk about Trenton, right? When we were an industrial city, when you could, walk out of one factory and, go next door and get a job in another factory. Now that was great, but what it also did was it kept you confined, to that 7.6 square miles, where we have tools now, such as MercerCountyWorks.com. You can a job engine, and you can find a job that matches your criteria, that matches your skill set, that can put you across the country. So no longer do you have to be confined to a specific or certain area or a certain job, right? You can find something that that fits you, with a click of a button. So I say, if a job is stressing you out, walk away, right? Definitely just walk away, find another job, hire a career coach, hire somebody that can, help take you to that next level. Don't stay there if you have to.
Yeah, definitely, Duncan. I think it's good sometimes to hear a personal story. I think a lot of people who may know you may think that, hey, everything you touch was gold. It may not be the case. You know what I mean? So
definitely
I think it's good sometimes to see successful people also have struggles, in their career trajectory. So it's good. Definitely. I think the way that I'll attack this question is just more practical in terms of like just examining. So I know that you gave more of a your personal story. So here's what I would think, right? You have to first ask yourself why you're walking away. And so I thought about this question. And I'm like, there's so many ways and so many reasons why people walk away from their job or thinking about it. So let's talk about some of them, right? Maybe there's no opportunities in that job or in that company. So you're looking at everything like, well, I'm tapped out. I mean, I'm at the max that I can go. So maybe I need to go somewhere else to grow, or they're not going to create anything for me. So that's number one. Number two, you haven't been promoted in 3+ years. That's a problem. Either that's a you problem or that's a them problem. You got to figure that out too, okay? Because sometimes it could be you and you're stunning your growth in ways that you may not know. So, or it could be the company who doesn't have the space or succession plan, to have someone come in your position and grow you as well. And I don't think the companies are really good if they can't grow within their own. If they're always looking for outside help, that's a problem for me. They should be able to find some talent and grow some talent inside as well. Number three, you've been treated poorly. Self-explanatory. I think that's what Destiny's going through. Treated poorly by management or treated poorly by employees. Either way, you're treated poorly and that affects you. Number four, I guess the work doesn't excite you anymore. You're just not excited to go to work. You're not excited about what you're doing. You're not excited about the company, the mission, the vision. None of that. You don't care anymore, right? What else? Your mental and physical stress is at a high level. You're taking that work and going home, and you're bringing it home. The stress and the anguish of that position. One last one. It's many of these, but one last one. You just have no work-life balance, if there is such a thing in 2021, right? You don't have that. You lack it. You don't have a social life. All you do is work, work, work. That's a problem. That is an absolute big problem. All right. So, okay, if those are some of the things that you're feeling about yourself and what's going on, what do you think? Now, you have to ask yourself this question. There's actually a couple questions like, okay, so what matters to you? That's the overall question. And then from there, okay, what do you value? Right? Some people want money. Some people want power. Some people value time. Some people value appreciation. Some people want security. You got to figure out what you want, and is that job getting you what you want? Is that job allowing you to live the lifestyle that you want? If it isn't, you might have to think about some things, but you just got to know your value system and what's the pros and cons of you staying or leaving. The other question is, are you prepared to really walk away? A lot of us talk that talk emotionally. I'm about to walk away, forget this job, whatever, but you don't even have a plan. You're not mentally ready. And so, actually, you could be mentally ready, but your wallet and your bank account say otherwise, right? You're not ready to walk away. You may need to develop a plan 3 months, 6 months to get your money right? To get your health right, your well-being right, to get your marketing documents in order, right? Your resume, your cover letter, your LinkedIn, right? All of these things have to get in order for you to make that exit. So you got to plan your exit wisely, right? You got to make sure that you're physically, mentally, and emotionally ready to leave. And you got to also think about this. The best time to find a job is when you have a job. So don't leave just yet, right?
Well, can I ask you? Can I jump in there real quick and ask you? What about just taking that leap of faith, Jay Tyler? Right. So I know oftentimes, I know if LJ is listening, he's probably going to catch me on this one. Right. We definitely always talk about, money, right? Everything revolves, especially in this culture that we're caught up
Okay.
in right now, 2020. Everything revolves around, money, making sure your ducks are in order. Well, what about just listen? I can't take this stress no more. I'm going to walk out on faith. Right.
Right.
I got to go. If I don't have $1 in my pocket, don't worry, something's going to happen. What do you think about that?
I think that's fine if that's what you value. If
Right.
you're a very faithful person, if you have a higher source that you tap into, or you just
Mhm.
believe that things are going to work itself out, that's fine. If that's your value system, then that's how you should be able to justify what you're doing, right? Some people don't value that as much as they value money or security,
Mm.
right? Or they value just some level of longevity. And so it just depends on what you want to do. All I would say is that it is good to also have some ducats in the bank. It's good to have some greenbacks in the
Right.
bank no matter what,
Right.
to be able to soften a blow if you don't find a job, especially during a pandemic, right? Things are changing a little bit. This world is so global now. You're not competing against Joe and Jill from Trenton. You're competing against everyone from around the world for that particular spot, right? Because now it's virtual too. They don't have to
Mm.
even show up in the office, so it's a little bit of a dicey game now. But
Right.
if you believe in yourself, go ahead and do that thing, right? But if you
Mm.
don't really believe in yourself and you still stepping out, that's a problem. It's a misalignment with your values, right? So that's how
Right.
I would answer that question. All right.
Mm.
Let
Mm.
me just go
And
a
actually,
couple more things. Yeah, go ahead, Don.
because
Mhm.
you actually hit a good point on that too. That work culture has changed so much. Actually, so I just literally just had a conversation with a friend
Yeah.
yesterday who worked for Snapchat, and he was telling me that Snapchat may be going fully remote, and so now we're in a
Uh,
culture where it's not even about where you live. You can really work from anywhere that you want, right? Because if I'm a big
yeah.
company, if I'm a big industry, if I don't have to have you in the office, why would I pay that overhead if you could do the work from home? If you're going to feel more comfortable, if you're going to be produce better working from home, why would I drag you into the office just to have you into the office? It just really doesn't make big economical sense for some companies. So things have changed so much that you don't have to stress yourself out. You can get a gig, right? So even if you say, I'm tired of this job, you know what? I'm going to go pick up groceries for people. I'm going to drive Uber. There are so many opportunities out here for you to do something right from the palm of your hand. That you
Mhm,
shouldn't have to stress yourself out.
mhm.
Over an employer or a person, that may or may not like you. So, for me,
That's
just as a main source would say, I'm looking at the front door.
right.
Go
Definitely,
ahead,
definitely. That's a really good
Tyler.
point.
Go
No,
ahead.
that's a really good point. You got to 10x your phone. You know what I'm saying? You got a
Right.
multi-million-dollar piece of software right in your hands, right? Literally, you can do a
Okay.
lot
Say,
with it.
say that line one more time. You got to do what? What with your phone? Say that one
You
more
got to
time.
10x your phone, right? Instead of
Okay.
just going on Instagram and browsing, there's so much tools that you can use on your phone, so many apps that you can use to make $1 million. It's too much. It's too
Right.
much on that phone, right? It's a mini computer, literally. So
Definitely.
yeah, good point, Dunk. I just a couple more things I would say. Like I always say to one of my good friends, I say, talk to me nice. You know what I'm saying? So just make sure that you end on a good note
Mm,
at your job, right? So you still
mm,
always got to be professional, no matter what you feel inside of you, right? It shouldn't be really coming out in a negative manner. So make sure that you always, end your job on a professional note, so you can get everything you need for your marketing campaign. So what do you mean by a marketing campaign? Well, you got to go out there and market yourself for the next job that you're going for, right? So you need to get your LinkedIn popping, right? You need to get your written
mm,
recommendations ready. You need to get your resume ready, cover letter ready. You need to make sure you link up with your network so you can see what jobs are out there, right? Because if you can beat the
right.
ATS and not worry about the resume, you're in a way better position, right, to get that next job. So make sure that you're talking to people nice. They're talking to you nice, right? End on a peaceful note so you can get what
Mm,
you need to get so you can get out of there. The last thing I would say, just make sure you do work on yourself before moving on. You don't want to bring your
mm,
baggage to the doorstep of another company. They looking at that baggage like, hey, we don't got enough space for that, right? You want to bring as minimal
mm,
baggage as possible to another employer's front door. Just like, in a relationship, if you break up with someone, right? It's not fair to the next person that you're with to bring in baggage from the past. right? You want to unload that baggage before you move on to someone else and give them a fair shot, an unbiased shot as much as you can, right? You don't want to label, your past on them, right? It's very unfair. So same thing with an employer as well, okay? So too many bags are overwhelming. You want to do the necessary work on yourself to get right? So you can leverage your experience from the past to identify what's the best cultural fit for you, what's the best working environment for you. That's what you want to do in terms of that work on yourself before moving on. So that's really kind of some practical advice I have for Destiny. So I hope that wasn't too lengthy, but I just wanted to really give her some game because I think a lot of people are feeling this right now. What do you think, Doug?
No, I definitely agree. And I think that last piece was, definitely, I think about, Erykah Badu, bag lady, you're going to hurt your back carrying all them bags like that. Right.
Yes.
But definitely, and another thing is you said working on yourself, right? So maybe you need to take some time, step back, work on yourself, right? Working on your value, right? And the value that you could bring to these different companies. So I think that's very important.
Right. I mean, you got to step back like James Harden. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you got to create some separation, step back on them, because at the end of the day, you don't want to move forward if you're not ready yet. You don't want to do that. Definitely. So
definitely. Or Curry, because Curry was dropping those threes from half court yesterday. Definitely was dropping threes from half court.
He's a problem, right? Definitely. You know what I mean? So,
right.
Valid Hall of Famer. Mm-hmm.
So listen, don't be afraid to walk away. There are a lot of opportunities out here. A lot of opportunities out here, for you to do great things. And, with the definitely American Rescue Plan, now's a great time. If you're going to get that stimulus check, that may be able to float you, for you to make a decision and to kind of move you into into your next position. Right. So definitely, utilize that wisely.
Right. You use that stimulus check and invest in a resume writer, a career coach. Definitely. That can level you up. So you're going to pay about $200, $300, but you might have $10,000 increase. That's what I'm talking about, return on investment. So use that stimulus check wisely. If you got a little bit of money, that's no problem. Use how you want to use it, but invest in yourself for a change, right? If you haven't done it before, I think it's a lot, well worth it for you. So.
Right, because you don't want to pay $200-$300 for that, that Gucci bag, that Louis Vuitton bag, and don't have $200 to $300 to put in it on a daily basis. Right. So definitely invest, get your resume up to date. Don't let your cousin do it. Don't let Indeed do it for you. Invest in a certified professional resume writer to take you to that next level, especially if you're looking at leaving your place of employment. That's all I got for you today, Dustin.
Yeah, that's all I got, really. But end of the day, I am a resume writer. Shameless plug. Hit me up at Mercer County Works. You know what I mean? You can go on our site. We can upgrade your resume. We got a whole bunch of jobs for you. You can put your profile on there with your resume and everything else as a candidate. Recruiters on there looking for the best candidates for different jobs. So again, make sure you level yourself up, right? Do your work. But Destiny, I hope we answered your question. I really hope you could work with us too. If you have any additional questions about getting your marketing documents ready. But again, I think Destiny is a microcosm of a lot of people in America. And I really do hope that we helped out, not just her, but for everyone else that's listening today. That's all I got to say, Doug.
Yes, sir.
All right.
We definitely, well, first of all, Jonathan Cloyd, definitely want to thank you for that. We appreciate, trying to drop this information. Mark, definitely appreciate you. Definitely appreciate you as well. Please join us next Monday at 12 o'clock. We're actually going to be talking about COVID-19 and whether, your employer can mandate you to take the vaccine or not to come back to work. So definitely going to be a hot topic. Join us next week on Monday, 12 o'clock for the Mailbox Monday show. Peace.
Peace, y'all.
I'm here to tell you about Mercer County Works. This premier job site solves a problem I think most of us have. The job market is competitive. There are many jobs everywhere, but real job opportunities seem few and far. This is Mercer County Works. It's a job site exclusively designed for you. You can apply for jobs like any other job site. Yet the difference between Mercer County Works and other job sites is Mercer County Works contains jobs for Mercer County and its surrounding areas. Job seekers like you can also benefit from resume and career assistance to rise above the competition and land the interviews that you deserve. Whether you are looking for six-figure jobs, remote positions, internships, or freelancing roles, you can apply confidently for career opportunities in the area. How does it work? It's simple. Visit www.mercercountyworks.com. Search for jobs in the area. Apply for career opportunities that interest you. Not really satisfied with your resume? Then click on the Upgrade Your Resume button on the homepage to get career advice and have a professional resume writer review your resume for free before applying for jobs. On this job site, all career opportunities, supporting job seekers, recruiters, and employers with their diverse job needs. Exclusively designed for you. Real jobs, real resumes, real results.